gag me, take me to the bunny ranch. People dying, kill me in the packing house. Even you have
Goal! Goal, 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 goal!
If I didn't know what subject we were podcasting about today, Mr. Culkin, I'd be very afraid right now.
Yeah, me too. I'm afraid of myself every day.
What up, man? Welcome to Bunny Ears. I am Matt Cohen, joined by your illustrious host. Your name this week?
Oh, I am, let's see, Devin Sawa Jr. the Third Esquire. Junior the Third.
Wow, man. He's prolific, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That means he gets around.
That means-
him and his wife, him and his beautiful wife have beautiful children, and you're like the 8th generation offspring of them.
Yeah, exactly.
What is this fucking podcast anymore, folks?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Cousin lovers.
Sports ball.
We're going to talk
as
about
the
sports,
internet calls it.
sports.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Sports.
Nailed it. And that's it. Thank you, guys.
All right, cool.
Goodbye.
Great episode. Great ep. All right, cool. So, do you want to get a hamburger or something like that?
I would love a burger made of ham. Ooh. I hate those beef. I hate those hamburgers that pretend to be hamburgers but are made of beef instead.
You're right.
I want like an old school hamburger. Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait. It's still. Oh, hey. Sports. Badminton.
You know what that thing in badminton is called? The I almost gave it away.
Shuttlecock.
Oh, god damn it.
Yeah, you blew it.
I remember finding that out in like I don't know, 4th or 5th grade.
And you thought it was the most hilarious thing
oh
you'd ever
god,
heard.
it changed our lives. We would like force the teacher to say it and shit.
Remember one of the co-hosts, former NFL player, Hall of Famer, Dick Butkus?
One of our co-hosts? Oh no.
No.
Yeah,
Co-host
Dick-
of American Gladiators.
Was he really?
Yeah, Dick Butkus.
Do you know that's so great you mentioned that? Because today I spoke to my mom and
I thought it was the most hilarious thing ever.
it's great. For a year now, I've been like, my parents know a guy with a funny fucking name, but I can't remember what it was. So I was like, Mom, you know a guy named like Dick Shit or like Cock Dick or something, right? And she was like, oh no, it's that guy who lives in the building. His name is Richard Seaman, but he goes by Dick. So my parents know a guy named Dick Seaman.
Yeah, all right.
And proudly proclaims it. That's a good one, right?
Dick Seaman.
We're talking about sports.
Back to sports.
We almost did a sports episode once, but it was naysayed by editor-in-chief of BunnyEars.com, Shanti Pasquale.
Well, because he's not a athletic kind of type.
Well, I don't even think it's that he's not athletic. He'd never watched professional sports
Well,
as a kid.
there you go, yeah.
He doesn't know the rules of football even.
Well, exactly. He's not athletic and also was not a fan.
Yeah, you fucking spaz.
Yeah.
He loves musical theater and he's great at it. And he does a great job on the website. So
Really?
shout out to Sean.
Can he sing?
I don't know if he can sing, but he loves musical theater.
Oh, okay, well, there you go. That's the difference. Yeah.
While I wouldn't say I'm like a jock by any means, and also I haven't watched like a professional sporting event other than the World Cup this year, selective matches. I watch the Olympics since I was like a teenager. But growing up, at least, like I loved fucking sports. Before I found weed, like I was like a normal white American kid.
Because you're a Long Island kid and you played football
and
didn't
lacrosse, and we had season tickets to the Mets and the Islanders.
I was about to say the Islanders.
Yeah. So and we would go to Knick games all the time. So like I was if you open certain closets in this house, or like even notice we among the like Gremlins 2 posters and Ninja Turtle things, there will be selective Green Bay Packers memorabilia.
You were a Packers fan.
I was a fucking huge Packers fan.
Yeah. What was it? 96.
Yeah, it was
When they won.
It was Favre's like second season on the Packers.
Oh, so that's a little earlier.
A little earlier because I followed them.
Because 96 they won the whole thing.
Oh,
Reggie
yeah.
White and Andre Rison.
I was definitely watching
Desmond
like,
Howard.
I'd say 96 through 98 were my like active years as a fan. Because then they lost to the Broncos, I think, in the Super Bowl the next year, and then they lost the NFC Championship game to the Niners, I think.
Falcons.
I think it was the Niners because I think Terrell Owens did that like miracle.
Falcons beat them the next
Oh,
year.
okay.
Yes, that's
but
what it was.
regardless, for some reason, like this little kid in Long Island, I was a huge fucking Packers fan. Like I bled green and gold or whatever. I had I owned stock in the Packers.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Do you have it like framed?
I don't anymore, unfortunately. I have a lot of like
anymore, but you did.
I did totally. If you go in my laundry room, I have a game-worn framed Brett Favre jersey that I got from my bar mitzvah.
And it's in your laundry room?
Yeah, because
Because it's dirty.
Embarrassed. I'm also embarrassed to display sports stuff. Weirdly enough.
I know. There is a picture around here. I've seen you like with like your
in my
jersey
football
on.
jersey.
Yeah, your football jersey.
Yeah,
what position did you play?
I played both sides of the line.
Oh, look at you.
I was an offensive guard and a middle linebacker.
Wait, you played the line?
Oh yeah. And I was not big.
I know. That's why I'm kind of smiling.
Yeah, we didn't grow them big in so the other great thing, dude, is I played football for 3 years in school. We lost every game we ever played, and we never scored a point.
Nice.
In the 3 years we played, we were the worst football team in the world.
That's fantastic.
And we were all like shrimpy little Jewish kids, and they would like. We would scrimmage against these towns from out in Suffolk where, like, dudes would come in with full-out mustaches.
yeah. Like a 14-year-old with a mustache.
Yeah, and we'd start fucking shaking. You know what I mean? They were all over, like, 6 feet tall and stuff. So we sucked at football, but we were great at lacrosse. You grew up in the city.
Yeah, I was a Manhattanite.
Not far from the world's most famous garden.
Oh, yes.
The Madison Square.
Oh, yeah, the Madison Square Garden.
Did you go to a lot of, like, sporting events as a kid?
I was a big basketball fan. I've talked about that before.
Did you go to Knick games?
Yeah, I did a good amount. And especially back then, I was able to procure some nice.
I was going to ask, did you get to sit courtside a lot?
Yeah, I've sat 2 seats over from Spike Lee.
Sure,
like those courtside kind of things. I remember looking to my left, and there's Spike Leigh, and then 2 seats over to my right is Magic Johnson. And I'm like, oh look what I did!
So awesome.
Look what I did!
Yeah. At how old?
Oh gosh, maybe about like 12, 13,
exactly.
something like that.
Meanwhile, they were looking at you and they were like, fuck.
I remember one time I went to a Knick game. My lawyer took me to a Knick game. It was one of those it was like a Friday afternoon game or something like that. And I had just dyed my hair like bright pink. And it was also raining too, so it was actually bleeding.
Was it like the manic panic shit?
Total manic panic.
So it came out instantly.
So it was bleeding too. And I was sitting right in front of Adam Sandler, and I already did SNL with him at that point a couple years earlier. And so at one point he pokes me on my shoulder, I turn around, and he goes, "Here, this is for you." And it was the lid to his drink. Like that's all it was. It was just the plastic lid.
He was just fucking with you.
And he was like, "Here you go. This is for you." And it's like, oh, okay, And then a couple of minutes later, like I gave him like the remnants of my hot dog. Like kind of just like, dude, this is for you. And the whole game we went back and forth,
just traded things with each other.
Just traded like the most absurd like kind of thing. Like here's a piece of lint from my pocket. Here's like So it was actually it was amazing. It was actually kind of cute.
I got to sit. I don't know if I was courtside, but I got to sit close a couple times. And I remember one time vividly. It was like I must have been like 9, and I went in autograph heaven. But the weirdest thing was like. It was a combination of Jaleel White, where it was like, 9-year-old me, Urkel, so into that.
Yeah. How many Urkels did it take you to get backstage?
Oh, exactly.
One
Urkel. And then it was also like Gabriel Byrne and Vivica A. Fox, where I was just like, I think you're a famous person. Get on this ticket, buddy. There was, and I saw an MTV VJ, the kid who had won. Not Jesse Camp. Not Jesse. Did he win the first one?
Yeah.
Then it was Jesse Camp.
Yeah. The one who was going like this.
The one who was also, at the time of this recording, currently missing.
Oh, is he?
Do you not know about that? I thought that's why you brought it up.
No.
Oh, yeah. None of his friends have seen, no one's seen Jesse Camp in like a week or something, and his family and his friends are really concerned.
Oh, geez. I should get on the Facebook.
Shout out to Jesse Camp. And we hope you're good by this point, man.
Yeah. Gosh. Shit, we have to put a disclaimer in front of this episode talking about Jesse Camp.
Yeah.
I've had the pleasure of meeting him kind of thing. And he was really excited to meet me. He was one of those kind of guys.
He's an excitable guy.
Yeah, he's an excitable guy. And it was kind of just like, all right, cool. There's Jesse Camp. Like,
did you go to Ranger games as well ever?
No. Wasn't.
We weren't a hockey family?
Not a hockey guy. Yeah. I mean, I doubt your family. Like, I mean, no, actually, you went to Islander games.
We went to Islander games, but that was more of just like, I think my dad likes hockey. My dad likes all sports for the most part. He still watches, sports, but that was just like an activity to do with the kids. And it's not like me and my brother were into it. My brother less than me, so we would go to we had season tickets to the Mets, and we were like right above the dugout. We had great seats, and I remember I would bring like a book, and my brother would bring like a coloring book and crayons. And one day, my brother spilled like a Crayola 200 set into the dugout.
Oh, nice.
And they all like rolled down and fell out, and all of the Mets scurried around the dugout and helped my little 5-year-old brother get all his crayons back and shit.
That's cute.
But I used to go to these games in like full defiance mode. Like I wasn't into it. You know what I mean?
Wearing like the Devils like jerseys or something like that.
I would do other team jerseys on purpose. I had a Russian hockey jersey with a penguin on it. That I used to wear everywhere. I don't know what it was from. It just looked cool.
Just a contrarian.
Just a contrarian since an early age. But like I definitely and you're only a few years older than me. Like our Knicks, I remember vividly. So let's see what we can do. We got Patrick Ewing, clearly.
Okay, go ahead. Keep going, because I can name them.
I know you can. John Stark.
There you go.
Starks. There was the little guy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Latrell Sprewell came later, right? But then you also had
Oakley.
Charles Oakley, who wore
was
he
awesome.
wore the glasses thing.
Sometimes. One time where he got gouged.
Not Alonzo Mourning, is
No,
it? Was
no,
it?
no,
Who's
no.
the one I'm thinking of?
We had Derek Harper. We had
Derek Harper's son.
Greg Anthony. We
Mason
had Anthony Mason.
Anthony Mason. I was about to say Mason
And
Gamble.
he was one of those guys who was only 6'7", but he was thick
Yep.
as a wall.
Yep.
kind of thing. He actually passed away recently.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Oh.
But he was the guy who would have the thing shaved on the side of his head.
Yeah, totally.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Like he would always kind of have different like sayings once a week, like shaved on the side of his head. And he was a guy who was thick as a wall and played like pretty much small forward, power forward, but could also like dribble and play the point guard. He was great.
Were your family also basketball fans? Like, was this a thing you and your brothers got together and watched Knick games and stuff?
I am the only one.
Really?
Yes. Kieran for like a second kind of thing, just because his older brother was into it, so he kind of got into it for a second. But no, I am the only one in my whole family that would want to watch like even football on Thanksgiving or whatever.
Were you a football guy too?
Yeah. I mean, it was one of those things where it started with the basketball and then watching SportsCenter.
Sure.
Like you actually
Yeah.
catch some baseball, you catch some football.
You learn a little
So you
bit
start
about every
learning
sport.
the
Yeah.
names of everything, and then boom,
Who was your team?
in football.
Yeah.
Oh,
Giants?
Giants.
Yeah.
Giants fan.
Who likes the Jets? New Jersey and Long Island?
Yes.
It's a weird spread on the Jets.
Bridge and Tunnel.
There you go.
Yeah,
that actually
the
makes
Bridge and
sense.
Tunnel
Because
crowd.
they were like the whiter Giants. It felt
Yes.
like safer, the Jets.
Yeah.
I only went to one NFL game in my life, and it was a fucking terrifying experience.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Because I was used to like Met games and Islander games, which are very, very tame compared to like 200,000 people or whatever at Giant Stadium, and everyone's drunk, and it's just like
Yeah.
a sea of humanity. My dad got nervous, and
Beer
like,
smelling humanity.
Exactly.
And those bathrooms, I swear, looking at you.
it's just a different experience at football game. Everyone's level of intoxication is like that much more. Like
Yeah.
people get drunk at baseball games, but it's not the whole
And it's always
fucking crowd.
cold.
It is. 'Cause
It's always
that
cold.
season. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Hey, play football in June. Maybe I'll come.
Yeah, exactly. you get more Matt Cohens in the audience.
Were you a baseball guy?
Yeah, I mean, I around the same kind of time-ish, a little bit like later than the basketball thing. But yes, 96 Yankees, like boom, that's my team.
Did you go to games?
Yes. I actually like going to baseball games.
Me too.
I actually like.
I like that they're boring.
I like the mid-season. Exactly, nobody's showing up. Like, that's why I like going to Mets games. Nobody's there.
Yeah, buddy.
And just like getting like even just like 12 of your friends and just going up to the rafters and eating just terrible hot dogs.
Well, that's
and,
what's
and
fun
drinking
about it.
stupid beer.
It's like going to a show, right?
Yeah.
Like the sport doesn't. You can pay attention to the baseball if you want, but it's all about like I went to a baseball game in Tokyo just for the sheer experience of it.
because they fucking love it out there, man.
It was crazy, and they also have like
They're great too. Their league is fantastic.
the way they serve beer in the stadium is tiny little Japanese girls have kegs strapped to their backpacks, like as backs, and they walk around with kegs and pour like actual tap beer, and they're all like really cute, and everyone like tips them a lot. You know what I mean? Like,
that's cool.
and they chant the whole time. Like it's crazy. They love baseball, man.
Yeah, no, I can see that. No, like I said, I used to go to Mets games. I've done things in the stands.
What does that
with
mean?
ladies?
I
No,
thought
but
you
nobody's
meant, like,
there.
You were part of a wave.
No, yeah, it's a part of a wave. No, it's no, let's go to the upper deck and fool around.
Yeah, my version of that is like I've smoked a lot of joints at the very top of Shea Stadium through
Yes.
like the grating and in the upper deck or whatever.
Yes. I've done a similar kind of thing, but with less weed.
Yeah, exactly. Less weed and more ladies.
Yes, exactly.
Weed is my lady.
Yeah.
Apparently, that's
You're my
that's so
lover.
sad. I haven't been to any sports games recently. I want to go to a soccer game.
I used to go to West Ham United when I was living in London.
Was it fun?
Oh, totally. It's more fun than on television. On television, it's kind of shot from way overhead,
Yeah.
and there's no personalities or anything like that. You get even just an okay seat. You can actually kind of see what the heck's going on a little bit. You're a little more invested. All live sports in general, they're better live. If you don't give a shit about hockey, bring a lady to a hockey game, she'll all of a sudden like hockey that
it's
night.
like WWE or Fish.
Yes, or Fish.
Any good live show, right?
Yes, and so soccer's a good, fun, live kind of show and things like that. So yeah,
WWE, we've talked about it before. I only been to a couple as a kid, but that was also a a very compared to like baseball games was a very scary environment in like '97.
Yes. I mean, you still had like it was still a little more Carney-esque.
Yeah, the crowd was hostile,
And there were still people who believed, like were true believers kind of thing that would just it's the Bret Hart wrestling with shadows kind of thing.
It's the
and there's a certain people.
It's still real to me, damn it.
There's the still real to me. It's like, oh, like, if it wasn't for Bret Hart, I wouldn't have gone to medical school kind of thing. And it's like, bravo.
Random interjection, but we're recording this about a week after Comic-Con. Did you hear what happened with Jamie Lee Curtis this weekend? Some dude.
Did she get Me Too'd?
No.
Oh, okay.
We're waiting for that. Some dude at the Halloween panel got up on stage and said, like, "Hi, Jamie Lee Curtis. Like, I never thought I'd meet you. The only reason I'm here, and also 30 years ago, Halloween saved my life. I was alone at home, and someone had cut my power, and there was a man outside my house with a butcher knife, like, stalking me. And I thought, like, what would Laurie Strode do on Halloween?" And he, like, ran
up the stairs.
He said he ran to his neighbor's house and, like, got a bunch of knives. But he, like, broke down and started crying, and they hugged and all this shit. And it was weird. And it made me go, like, how many people almost get serial killed that we don't know about? And how come I immediately go, like, there's no way that could have possibly happened?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like a story.
You think people, like, cut people's power and try to murder random... I guess it does happen, right?
Sure. I mean, it sounds like a story.
It happens to people. It has to happen to someone.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, no, exactly. But, did they ever catch the guy? Like, I mean,
there was no follow-up.
That's
on the
what I'm
story.
saying.
That's
Like,
why I was
mean,
like, wouldn't there be a newspaper article about this?
That would have been a really good, like, honestly, if it's a lie, it's a good one. I mean, you just weaved this web.
Oh, you got the sympathy of the crowd real good.
Yeah,
all like,
exactly.
He's the real Halloween boy.
Whoa, look out.
He's the boy who lived.
Oh, he's a Strode.
Yeah. That's another sport, running from masked serial killers, I guess.
Yeah.
Running.
Going the stairs.
Running in, like, track and field, and I guess, like, the Summer Olympics in general never really did it for me for some reason.
I'll watch it every 4 years.
Yeah, same here, buddy.
Yeah, I'll watch it at the Olympics.
But no more. I will only watch the Summer Olympics once every 4 years.
Yeah,
otherwise it's overkill.
Exactly. Like, I'm actually interested, like, this whole post-Usain Bolt kind of thing. What's going to happen?
I guess the fastest...
Usain Bolt actually just signed with the soccer team.
Did he really?
Yeah, with a football team.
Do you think he's going to be great at soccer or just really fast?
No, I mean, like, he's just going to be fast.
He's going to outrun the ball?
He's probably not going to play a game.
He's a cool guy, though, man. Have you heard him talking stuff?
He seems like a rad little dude.
Yeah, he's a cool Jamaican dude.
I guess Jamaican dudes, like, I mean, not to, like, this is not, like,
a positive stereotype.
Yeah, no, this is a positive stereotype. But it's like,
they're pretty cool by
Jamaicans
virtue,
are fucking
right?
awesome, cool people, man. Like, yeah, they're always, like, chill as fuck and, like, just, like, funny and cool.
We're about to get real with you, Jamaicans. You guys are cool as fuck.
Yeah, just
in
like
general.
Stay woke.
Take that. And you know what? I take that back. Like, track and field, while it's not the most exciting thing to watch, they are definitely, like, the closest thing you can get to thoroughbred humans.
Well, yes. I mean, it's what I like about
There's
that
no
sport,
equipment, right?
What I like about that sport is that you can actually equate, like, it's a level playing field actually physically, and you actually know this person is faster than this person because they were literally running on the same field at the same time in the same conditions.
You know what I often think about? That's a great segue. I'm fascinated with what Olympians do after the Olympics, right? You're a fucking figure skater. You're Tanya Harding. You're
a lot of them have day jobs, man.
They have to, right? Because, like, you train your entire life in one very fucking wow, I'm losing it. Very specific skill.
Yeah.
It was that light apple cider you gave me.
We've been drinking
Truth Bomb.
Truth Bomb. We've been drinking
apple
cider today.
Yeah.
Woo!
You train your entire life for this one very specific skill, right? You train like 8 hours a day. You finally fucking make it to the Olympics. You win a gold medal. You're on a Wheaties box. You do the late night circuit. The American curling team. You met them.
Yes. When
you did the Tonight Show, right?
Yeah.
What do those guys all just have normal day jobs?
For the most part, yes.
You have to, right?
Yeah, they get sponsorships for the Olympics and so forth. And yes, there are competitions over the 4 years.
Sure.
There's the Worlds, there's regionals, of the U.S., the Canadians, like there's all that kind of stuff, which they do have prize money, so they can earn. But like, no, for the most part, they're like they're not necessarily dishwashers, but they're waiters and bartenders.
Well, it was interesting things. So, like, I grew up with a lot of, like, really good lacrosse players. Long Island's, like, the best lacrosse place in the country or something. And a lot of the kids I played with went to, like, Harvard and Princeton and got recruited full rides to play lacrosse. And then once they graduated college, they never played lacrosse again because your only option is professional lacrosse, which pays like $15,000 a year or something.
Yeah, no, yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
And there's a lot of like you have to really love lacrosse.
Yes.
Because there's also like time and dedication that goes
And
into it.
I feel like there's a lot of that. Anything that's like professional outside of the Olympics and is not one of the big four sports, you have to fucking be dedicated to do it.
No,
right?
exactly.
Bowling.
You'll make more as a teacher, really. Like yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. As teaching that sport, probably.
Yeah, I mean, in individual kind of sports, like you can kind of make a living more so. Like bowling, like you just said.
You can make a living in bowling?
Yeah, I think you have to really work the circuit, and you're on the road all the time.
Golf, you can make a lot of fucking money,
Well,
right?
golf is like, no, you could
That's
actually...
crazy. Yeah.
No.
But like archery,
Yeah.
if you're the best archer in the world, you're not fucking making bank off of it.
No, you're also like selling cars too in the meantime.
All right, another digression because we don't want to bore people with sports. So,
Sports.
Mac, there's a documentary, and Warren, I'm talking to you too. I suggest you seek this out. There's a documentary out there. It aired on the BBC, I think, and it's called I Married the Eiffel Tower. Okay. And it's about women, and I don't have the exact name, and I'm not even going to look it up, but it's about a group of women around the world. There's probably
like big towers.
They fall in love with inanimate objects.
Okay,
one of them
sports.
Eiffel Tower. One of them is the Berlin Wall. A lot of them just
Empire State Building.
Fences, and you realize
phallic symbols.
even fences, because they'll marry they're one. Yes, it's all phallic stuff that they could grind on. This documentary culminates in a woman grinding on the Eiffel Tower and getting kicked off of it. But
Go on.
the Eiffel Tower woman, before she was married to the Eiffel Tower, she was married to a bow. Like a bow and arrow bow. And she was a fucking Olympic level archer because of the relationship she had with Bo. Again, not a creative name.
No, I know.
And then she fell
Bo
out
was
of
her bow. Yeah, I would have named it like Derek.
She fell out of love with Bo,
Okay.
and her archery fucking sucked immediately. And she quit archery.
It was only because she liked like plucking bow.
It was her
when she was in
relationship
love.
with Bo, right? She was in love with the arrow. And again, folks,
This exists. This is a
this is
documentary.
real. It's a documentary. Seek this out. And the best part about it is there's a woman who is in love with an amusement park ride that is hundreds of miles from her home called 1001 Nacht. It's a German like carousel looking
1001
ride.
Nights. Yeah.
And she carries around a picture of it on her clipboard. And that's how she like sleeps in bed with it and stuff like that. And here's if I could really sell the documentary for you folks. At one point, this woman who was also previously in love with a church pew, but got kicked out of the church for having sex with it.
Go on.
She gets on her hands and knees. They bring her to the amusement park where it's out of season. She gets on her hands and knees under the ride, and she recites a poem to it while rubbing the oil grease from the ride in her face. And just a snippet of the poem is, and I'll never forget, I love this. I've seen this documentary hundreds of times.
Really?
Hundreds of times. She goes,
You sympathize?
1001 Nacht. I love you for your straight angles, for your bold girders. I want your fluids. I want your fluids. I want your fluids.
Wow. You know what?
Sports.
I'm having a hard time responding to this while trying to be as kind as I can
Sports.
to these people who have this.
Here's why I'm kind to them. Because a counterpart documentary aired that was about men who fuck their cars.
Yeah, no, I'm having the same problem with
Well,
that.
no, I have a worse problem with that. Because there were like maybe legitimately like 50 women who are self-identified as suffering this from this disorder or whatever you call it. There were like 3 dudes, and it was all them just jerking off onto hoods of cars.
Look,
and they got 2 of them together, and they put them in the same hotel, and then it cuts to the next day, and one of them's like, "Did you jerk off on my car last night?"
No.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
It's like cheating with someone's girlfriend. So the dude one, I go like, "You guys are just jerking off on cars." The women one, I go like, "You women are broken in the head, and I feel bad for you."
I mean, yeah, I feel bad. At the very least, though, there's not like a bestiality kind of.
No, it's
like
just
no
bows and
one's
fences.
being hurt.
No one's getting
besides
hurt.
themselves.
Yes, of course.
Like so I can kind of handle that.
Well,
to
I
a certain
think there
extent.
is somewhat of a cool fucking twist on like if this woman was genuinely in love with this bow, maybe that's what made her an Olympic level fucking archer.
Yeah.
Right? Do you think there's something? I don't want to say supernatural to sports, but like, do you think it is pure athletics and pure talent and skill, or do you think there is something a little like? Do you think they have a deeper connection with what they do?
It's a little bit of everything. Like, yes, you have to have that pure kind of skill, that pure kind of like, yeah, like no matter what, like my height and my build, I will never be able to play in the NBA.
No.
Like that kind of thing. So like, yeah,
Muggsy Bogues.
Yeah, except for the Mugs and Spud Webb and Nate Robinson too. But yes, no, I am not built for that kind of thing. So you actually have to have a natural inclination when it comes to physicality. Beyond that, you also have to actually have an innate skill.
Michael Jordan.
Yes,
Right?
Innate skill, like boom, like But at the same time, it's also I think a lot of athletes grow to loathe what they do because they've been just doing it, just in repetition. In infinitum, like their whole lives. I mean, look, the Williams sisters or whatever. Like, they were just drilled all the time. That kind of stuff.
Homeboy, I hate to get fucking shrinky on this one, but I would argue the same thing happened to you with acting.
I mean, no, like whatever. Like it's.
But to an extent, right? Like,
yeah. Oh, it was totally tennis ball. Lots of tennis balls. That's what it was.
It was just it was you golfing on like kiddie
Yeah,
courses.
I was like Tiger Woods. I was constantly putting.
Constantly putting. That's what that kid did, man.
Yeah. But I think no matter what, the Kobe Bryants of the world.
There's something innate.
Yeah, but they also grow to kind of really not give a shit about basketball anymore. It becomes a job.
Like drummers, right?
That's what I mean. It becomes a job.
Yeah.
Exactly. Musicians, exactly. Like a drummer. Like after a while, just because you're good at it and you put the work into it, doesn't mean you necessarily love it anymore.
Or especially if you're in like
you work at orchestra or something like that. Like you were, a trombonist. A trumpeter. You actually all you've been doing is that for freaking ever. You lose your love for it, or you kind of get dead inside a little bit, and then you keep going.
And that's why they're paid this much money. A lot of them, to do this shit, right?
I mean, no, it's the same thing. It's imagine you have to eat freaking ramen every night. No matter how much you love ramen, yeah, just
I get it, dude.
No matter how much you love ramen, you're actually gonna grow to loathe.
Sure, no
ramen.
wonder LeBron wants to do Space Jam too.
Mm-hmm. I'm all about it.
Best sports movie ever made.
What?
What is it?
No, I was going to say
it sounded like I was implying it was Space Jam.
It sounded like a statement. I knew
know.
it was a question.
I changed it at the end. I went, "Oh fuck, I fucked up." We can spitfire. So here's some I like. Space Jam is a fun.
Space Jam. Kingpin.
Kingpin. Caddyshack.
Caddyshack. I was gonna throw that out there. I mean, I don't love it as much as everybody else.
Okay.
Yeah, I was kind of late to the Caddyshack party.
I'll go Blue Chips.
That one's kind of fun
with Shaq and Penny Hardaway.
Yeah, and Matt Nover.
Is that who the white guy is?
That's the white guy.
I didn't know the white guy.
Yeah,
there you go.
Look at that.
Yeah.
I'm pulling that right out of my skull.
There were a lot of good. There was a string of good kid baseball movies when we were young. You got Angel in the Outfield,
Rookie of the Year,
Major League.
Yeah. Major League actually might be up there for me. For real. I never really did Slapshot.
I never did Slapshot either.
Yeah,
very Canadian.
Yeah, I mean, it was Canadian because it's hockey, but
I never saw it till years later, and I was like, it's fun.
Yeah, see, I was Caddyshack. I watch it later.
I was more of a Mighty Ducks guy.
Mighty Ducks is that one's pretty rad.
Recently, me and my friends were trying to think of. I was like, there was a baseball movie.
The Air Up There.
Air Up There's. I loved the fucking Air Up There.
The Air Up There.
Kevin Bacon goes to Africa to recruit a Maasai tribesman. Prince, right?
Yeah. The Air Up There.
That movie's great. My Giant. Is that a sports movie? It's
no.
George Murasov, though, right?
Yeah, George A. Murasan. Yeah.
Who's now dead, right?
No, I think he's still kicking.
Is he still kicking? Good
for
him, man.
7-7.
Does Airplane count because of Kareem?
It's not a sports movie.
All right, fair enough.
Unless you think aviation is a sport.
What was I just gonna say? No, I love the Air Up There. That's a good call.
Billy Madison.
Oh, the movie was so I was like, there was a kids baseball movie. It was so weird because the Rookie of the Year was when the kid breaks his arm and becomes
all of a sudden all of his ligaments
pitcher,
stiffen
right?
up. Yeah.
I was like, there was definitely a baseball movie where the kid doesn't play, but he gets to inherit the team.
That's the Angels in the Outfield.
Little Big League.
Little Big. There we go. Thank you. I misspoke.
He becomes the general manager of the Twins, and they lose at the end of the season.
Yep.
Good pull, dude.
Bad News Bears.
Bad News Bears is a good one.
That one's good.
Great.
I love how crass and how many curse words you're hearing out of these kids.
Modern day ears would not be able
to
fly.
They would never ever
and that's why that remake
today.
was not great.
No,
they
exactly.
did with Richard Linklater, and it wasn't.
Oh goodness, you need these dirty ass kids, and same thing with the Matt character. He does not want to be there, and he just cusses up a storm.
I liked so many sports movies. There was Tin Cup. It was a movie I really liked for some reason, like that.
Rene Russo.
Yeah. Celtic Pride.
Oh my God! Jeez.
Do you remember that?
Yes, I do. Keenan Ivory Wayans, Dan Aykroyd,
Daniel Stern. No,
it's Dan Aykroyd.
It's Dan Aykroyd and Daniel Stern kidnap Keenan Ivory Wayans.
Yeah, pretty much like the Karl Malone character, and they kidnap him the day before Game 7 of the finals, and tie him up to their chair in their living room.
That one's good. Ed, do you remember Ed?
Isn't that the Oh no!
You're thinking of Ed TV, which is
Yes,
Matthew
thank you.
McConaughey.
No, I know. I caught myself. It's a Whoopi Goldberg one
With
where she was
Frank
the
Langella.
Yep,
and then
she's the super fan who becomes the head coach of the Knicks.
Yep, and she rides in on a horse and shit. And
Yeah. No, actually, there's a lot of NBA players in it, including Malik Sealy, R.I.P.
All right.
Yeah.
That's a good poll.
Yeah.
What sports haven't gotten movies? There is a lacrosse movie because I was
my
like,
God.
whatever happened to Brandon Ruth? Do you remember who that is?
Yes, Superman.
Yeah, I was like, what's he up to? And then I was
He's
like,
on the Heroes of Tomorrow.
yep. Now he's
He's a sweetheart.
Adam, right, on Legends of Tomorrow. I think he's Ray Palmer. I think
He's Ray Palmer. Yeah.
But-
I've met him one
he a cool
evening
guy?
and was totally charming and nice. I like him.
He did a. This is saying he's not charming and nice, but he did a direct-to-DVD lacrosse movie called like Horse Feathers about like a white guy coming to a Native American reservation and teaching them how to play lacrosse.
Wow.
And I was like, I think that's literally the only lacrosse movie ever made.
Yeah, jeez. I mean, like, yeah, it's like a Dances with Wolves, but with lacrosse.
With lacrosse. Yeah, exactly.
It's the
Last
Avatar.
of the
but
Dog
like-
Man.
Yeah. Let's see. What are some other? What's the one with Matt LeBlanc and baseball and a
fuck.
chimpanzee?
Oh my god. I think that one had Ed in the title too.
I know. That's kind of what I'm thinking too. I keep on hearing Ed in my head.
Was that one just called Ed also? That one, he's a pitcher and he's got a monkey on
No,
his
he's
shoulder.
playing third. He's playing third base. No, like the monkey plays like I think third base. But yeah, I keep on hearing Ed in my head.
That one was Ed. Okay, that one was Ed. Then what was
Eddie.
the name of the Whoopi?
Eddie. Eddie.
We're just missing an Ed, and we've got the cartoon.
Yeah. Ed TV.
Ed and Eddie.
Yeah.
That's your folks. You've got a movie marathon night ahead of you. It's Ed TV, Ed and Eddie.
That's Little Giants.
Little Giants was like, hey, shout out
to my boy.
Little Giants and Ladybugs. I also liked.
Ladybugs. Actually, I like that. Vanessa Shaw was so cute.
Was she the girl in it?
Yeah,
She was super cute.
She was super cute. She was like adult cute when she was too young to be adult
Go
cute.
back and watch that movie. It is problematic as fuck.
Oh, I mean, just like any of the transgender
And
kind
all
gay
of the
jokes or
Rodney
whatever.
hitting on like young teenage, all
yeah.
the implications that Rodney is having sex with like the fake teenage girl.
Oh, boy.
It's a tough one. It's like My Father the Hero. Do you remember that one?
Oh my God! Like thank goodness for little girls.
That's the one scene I remember from it
little
too.
girls
Yeah.
get bigger every day.
I think that was America's one time we saw Gerard Depardieu in a movie.
Yeah, right. Well, you never watched Green Card? What's up, bro?
What's great?
Come at me. Come at
a
me.
Gerard Depardieu movie?
Yeah, fuck yeah! You won a Golden Globe for it.
There's been a dearth of good sports movies in the last few years. I feel like, right? Like,
I don't know. Give me an example.
oh, you know what was great? Creed.
Oh, loved Creed. That's actually like that. Like, I kind of think it might be my favorite Rocky movie.
Me too. I'll say it is. It's
The first
best-
Rocky is fantastic. Don't get me wrong.
They shoot the boxing in Creed
It's
so
fantastic.
fucking well that you're like so into the fight. Do you know? Are the new ones coming out? You see the trailer for it yet?
Yeah, looks great.
Drago Jr.
Yep, looks great. Looks fun.
I'm into that.
It's-
Were
they're doing
you
it right.
a boxing guy?
I'm a big boxing fan.
Me too. So my family, because I grew up in the casino industry.
I was
so,
gonna
like,
say you have the Vegas kind of background.
we had like in my basement there were boxing gloves, autographed boxing gloves, fight gloves, like hung all over because my grandpa would get us into like every fight ever.
Mm-hmm.
So like I got to sit like ringside at like I remember
What are some fights? That you
De La
remember?
Hoya Corte,
Okay, yeah. Mhm.
which was a good one.
Mm-hmm. De La Hoya obviously won.
Holyfield Tyson won.
Oh wow. Okay, there you go. Let's see.
Because you were on New York, or did you do Vegas stuff too?
No, I did some Vegas stuff.
What is the memorable
I
one
saw
for you?
Holyfield Moore.
Okay.
Yeah, won. And they did fight later. What else? I saw Bo Holyfield won, which was a big one.
Which was the first one after Tyson or no?
Yeah, no. This is
Bo had it or no?
no. This is when he won it.
Okay.
So it was Tyson lost it to Douglas.
to Buster Douglas.
Douglas
That's right.
dropped him all to Holyfield. Holyfield lost
to
him
Riddick Bowe.
To Riddick Bowe
Oh
in
fuck!
number
I
one.
forgot Riddick Bowe beat Holyfield.
Yeah,
and
no,
Buster
they
Douglas
fought,
beat Tyson.
They fought 3 times,
Yeah.
and Bowe won 1 and 3.
Dude, that Buster Douglas guy was a fucking joke.
No. Honestly,
can hardly breathe.
He
He
fought
fights a fucking perfect fight
He
against
fought
Tyson.
a perfect fight, and he was in perfect shape.
was all he had,
and he
though.
had
Yeah,
one
yeah.
really great like strategy, and he stuck to it, and he beat the best boxer of like at that point was one of the best boxers of all time.
You know what was fun?
No, you rewatch that. Like, no, that guy puts on a masterwork. He really
He
does.
beat Tyson right in his prime.
Yeah, I mean, Tyson was like, whatever, out of shape.
End of his prime, but
he every time Tyson, because he wanted to get close, he kept on clinching him, so he couldn't do anything like close. And like, no, he outboxed the best boxer in the world.
My family did work with Foxwoods Casino, so they officially sponsored Vinny Pazienza. So I used to go to a lot of Pazienza fights. The Tasmanian Devil.
Yeah, no, I know Pazienza. Yeah.
I love boxing, man.
Big fight fan. Have you been keeping up at all lately?
With boxing, no. It's just Mayweather and it's what happened last week, right? Mayweather and some guy are fighting now.
Pacquiao. It was Pacquiao. He got the WBA.
Pacquiao bums me out. You
honestly,
know why, right? All the fucking homophobic shit from a couple of years ago.
Oh yeah.
He's like a super religious, like fucking bigot. And I was like,
and
oh,
also
this is the last
and a congressman in the Philippines.
in Philippines, right?
Yeah. But no, there's Deontay Wilder.
Who's good.
He's a heavyweight. He's knocked.
He's heavy. There's a good heavyweight.
He's like 47-0 with like 46 knockouts.
That's when everyone.
And there's Joshua and there's Anthony Joshua, who is like 20-0 with a bunch of knockouts. That's what it's all about. Between the two of them, they have all the heavyweight belts. We're looking for that. That's a super fight.
Are there no more Klitschko's?
No. Finally, Vladimir finally retired because Anthony Joshua took him down.
Really?
And it was actually a really good fight.
Well, that was I think when
Mr. Penitentiary, finally like his called it quits.
I think modern boxing declined after was Roy Jones a heavyweight?
For a minute.
Okay,
he actually did win a heavyweight
It was
title.
like Lennox Lewis was the last great heavyweight champion, in my opinion.
Lewis? Yeah. I mean, that's actually where the lineal title kind of ends.
Right? And then since then, they've...
From Joe Lewis to him, essentially.
And then since then, it's been Mayweather and Pacquiao, and it's been the lighter weight guys. And, it's not that I don't enjoy that, but, everyone... When I grew up, heavyweight boxing is what you watched. It was, Mike Tyson.
That was...
George Foreman and Holyfield. And
Moorer.
Exactly.
Bo.
Exactly.
Lewis. There was a bit of a golden age kind of going on.
When I was a little kid, Sugar Ray Leonard used to babysit me in Vegas because my grandpa knew all these boxers and shit. So that was I came from a real boxing family.
That's fantastic. No, that welterweight division in the '80s, like him and Hearns, Durand, and they also had Hagler in the middleweight division. Like that stuff, that was also a golden age.
Are you a UFC guy?
A little bit. It was kind of a salute of the party. I've only gotten into it in the semi-recent, in the last couple of years.
I don't think I ever watched a UFC match before Rousey.
Oh, really?
And I think
Rousey was your gateway?
Rousey was my gateway, and then Conor was my second gateway. And now I'll watch CM Punk fights. Yeah, I think that's over though.
I'm pretty sure they're done with that.
I'll watch Brock.
Well, I used to watch them. I used to go to these underground poker clubs, and whenever there was a UFC thing on, it would always be on the
I thought they were about to be. I thought you were about to be I used to go to these underground poker clubs where men would also fight while we were playing poker.
No. The UFC would be on the background because you bet on freaking everything when you have those kind of places. All right, here's a stupid.
Hit me.
Here's a stupid question.
I love it.
Is poker a sport?
This is the whole, is a sport a sport? Okay.
What is a sport exactly?
I'm loose on that.
Okay. So they showed on ESPN.
Sure.
Or at least they used
poker
to.
is a sport, but if you're saying poker is a sport, then StarCraft is a sport.
Well, exactly. That's what I mean. Where's the line?
I don't know. I don't think there needs to be because people always bring up bowling and golf, and I go right, because if those are sports, then fuck having to be athletic or move.
Yeah, but also there is a athletic at least nature to those. You actually
StarCraft.
You're being
hand-eye coordination.
You're being physical, though. I think something that defines a sport is being physical with your body, even if you're only using only one arm.
Chess is a sport?
No.
It's a game.
It's a game.
Is that how you're defining it between a sport
it's a game,
and a game?
It's a game, and also you can also say it's a skill. But no, I wouldn't call it a sport.
Ping pong.
That I'd put in the sport category.
Let's go quick fire. Yeah, because it's funny. Archery.
Yeah. Sport.
Definitely a sport.
Definitely
it's competitive.
A sport. It's skill. There's a physicality to it.
Hacky sack.
Ooh,
because it meets the physical criteria.
Yeah, no. Honestly, under my criteria, I would actually call it hacky sack.
You hear that, hacky sackers?
But here's what I'll say is that actually
we got there.
Here's what I'll say about hacky sack though: it doesn't have a competitive nature to it.
There is a competitive way to play it.
So
for points.
Okay, then cool.
There's freestyle competitions that are judged and shit.
Mm-hmm.
People legit tried to make hacky sack an Olympic sport.
Oh yeah, no, ultimate frisbee too.
Sport.
Ultimate frisbee?
Yeah.
There's a physicality to it. There's a scoring system. Yeah, I'll give that.
Physicality other than just movement of fingers, because like
Well, no, you use your whole arm at the very least.
okay.
So if I call bowling a sport, I have to call ultimate frisbee a sport.
And golf is clearly a sport because of this.
Yeah.
Karate.
Yes.
What's a game then? What's a game? What's like one that's a close one for you? Like just squirts under the line for game.
Ooh, gosh. I'm trying to think of like something like something else that involves a physicality. Like Hungry Hippos would be like a borderline,
Like
because it has a physicality to it.
Potato sack races.
Yeah, exactly. Like 3-legged races. Looking at it.
Tetherball.
A tug of war used to be in the Olympics.
So sport.
Yes.
Because of that.
Well, not just because of that, but like I have no problem with that being in the Olympics.
Snowboarding and skiing.
Yes.
I go activities.
Yes. Here's the problem with that. Same thing with ice skating. Like
they can be
figure skating.
judged for
because
points,
you're
right?
being judged for points. It's a little bit more. That's why I like kind of like the 100-meter race. It's like, no, you are faster than this other person. Period. And it's not arbitrary. It's not up to judges to vote. So like when it comes to certain kind of gymnastic kind of things or figure skating, like being judged by
Athletic
an outside
competition.
Yeah. So it's a little tricky that way, And boxing is done on a scoring system that sometimes can be like really skewed.
Sure, and that's super athletic, right?
Yeah.
So here's the big one. Pro wrestling.
Pro wrestling. Oh no.
No, purely super athletic.
Yes. No.
Non-competitive though. So right, it's got to be both.
Yes. Like exactly. Like you have to have a winner and loser, and like it has to be actually competitive.
Okay. Bobsled.
Those two guys.
Bobsled is there physical activity?
Yes. You're physically pushing that thing down. You're leaning your weight around. Like you're actually like, no. There's both skill and physicality.
See what you're doing here.
Yeah. No. If you couldn't, like all of a sudden you lost the use of one of your arms or something like that, you couldn't be a bobsledder.
Beanbag toss.
Beanbag toss. Oh, you mean
Like
a cornhole?
cornhole,
Cornhole.
Athletic and scores.
Okay. Yes. I would put that. That would probably be like, there you go. That
That's
would
your
probably be where
borderline?
I think that might be where my line is. And
Your line is cornholing?
Yeah, cornhole is my line. I think that's my bottom
Pull
line.
that quote, why don't you?
Yeah.
Macaulay Culkin's bottom line is cornhole.
Cornhole, that's my bottom line. Yeah, that's right, girls.
Do you ever wish you were like great at what was a sport that you had no skill at that you wish you were good at?
That I had no skill at that I wish I was good at. Gosh.
Like, do you ever wish you were faster? Do you ever wish you were like fucking good at tennis or like you could hit a home run or fucking?
I mean, the answer to all those is yes. I mean, that's the thing. It's like, but like, have I ever really like? I'm looking at this as like what I wish
Because you
I
didn't
would
have
have
like gym class, right? See, I did. So like, basketball defeated me.
See, I played basketball on my like
I
little
was
like
the
JV
worst.
team. I was actually pretty good. I was a starter on my JV
I
team.
could not hang in basketball. Like, it was embarrassing and it was frustrating. And like,
I could see that. I could see like you wouldn't have the motion.
I just didn't have it, and I started to go like, all right, come on, you're fucking smart, Matt. Like, imagine the invisible trajectory in your mind. I was like, that's easy, right? Like, draw a path from where your hand releases into the net, and I would draw like a beautiful mind. You'd see like a fucking
and all the little numbers, and like,
then my hand would release, and it would go behind me, and I would fall simultaneously.
Oh yeah, actually, not to be Semitic or anti-Semitic, like a lot of like my Jewish friends were like the best basketball players.
Are there many Jew NBA players?
There used to be in like the 40s and 50s and stuff like that, and then they kind of got asked out a little bit.
That's
after a
so.
while.
It's always if.
But no, but there's actually a lot of really great Jewish players. There's a rich tradition, especially in New York City.
Sandy Koufax, right?
Yes, he was a great basketball player.
A great Jewish basketball player.
No, see, I was short and white, so like I just learned to shoot. Like that was
Were
like
you
my thing.
like a good outside shooter
yeah,
guy?
I was Mark Price.
You were that kid. You were what's the guy in the Jazz? Not the Jazz.
No, you're thinking about Steve Kerr?
I am thinking of Steve Kerr.
Yeah, there you go. Everyone thinks of Steve Kerr. Like, yes, I was
white guy who was
I was
just
the
like,
Steve
beep,
Kerr,
beep,
pretty
beep,
much. Like,
beep.
yeah. You're kidding. I mean, I had a little more handles than that, but I was okay.
Remember teams that existed when we were kids that don't exist anymore? And like vice versa. So there's no more Jazz, and I only know
the Jazz. No, the Jazz still exist.
but not in Utah.
No, they're still in Utah. They used to be in New Orleans, and now they're in Utah.
And New Orleans has
which-
something called the Hornets now that used to be the Charlotte.
Okay,
wait.
this gets confusing.
See, here we go. Do it.
Okay, so it was the Charlotte Hornets.
It's like the beginning of basketball.
So the Charlotte Hornets moved to New Orleans and were the New Orleans Hornets.
Okay.
Then they decided to give a team to replace Charlotte, like the old Charlotte team in Charlotte.
What's
So
that? The Bobcats.
The Bobcats.
Okay.
So then the New Orleans team decided to change their name from the Hornets
To the
the
Jazz?
Pelicans.
To the Pelicans.
Yeah,
That's the worst fucking team name in basketball history.
It's the worst name fucking
Oh,
ever.
boy.
And then what did the Bobcats do? Change their name to the Hornets.
Get the fuck out of here.
So yeah, it was the
Is there
Charlotte.
still a Pelicans?
So, yeah, so there's still Pelicans in New Orleans, and the Charlotte got the Hornets back.
and the Jazz went back to Utah.
Yeah, and the Jazz are in Utah. Jazz have been in Utah for since I don't know, the early '80s, late '70s.
You know, it was a cool team. The Supersonics. Mm-hmm. They had cool jerseys.
They're
I like their colors. They don't
Me
exist
too.
anymore.
They don't
right?
exist anymore. Now that the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Oklahoma City is nowhere near Seattle.
I know.
Oh, you mean that team became the Oklahoma City Thunder?
Yeah, they moved they picked up the entire team.
I've
from,
never heard
from
of that.
Key Arena, and they moved them. There's a whole documentary that you can watch
About them
it.
moving?
Yeah, it's only about in an hour or so, and just kind of how they kind of got how the whole city got screwed over. I think they're first in line if they're going to add another team to the NBA. Seattle's on the top of the list, which they should, because there are 30 teams in the NBA. But 16 of them make the playoffs, which means more than half the league makes the playoffs.
Yeah, that's not fun.
Yeah, so it should be at the very least 32 teams.
They should get
Then
the
at least
Supersonics
half.
back.
Yeah, I am.
You think that'd happen?
I would whenever I'd play those things. Yeah, I think
play as the Sonics?
Yeah, I'd play as the Sonics. Whenever I was
They had
doing
cool
those,
colors, man. I had a Sonics jersey.
they were
That
dope.
shit was fucking dope. Yeah,
Peyton and Kemp and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
I remember vividly when the NFL added the Panthers and the Jaguars.
Yeah.
And
they both did really well.
Well, they both did really well, and here's a little anecdote. I had Pogs. I must have been in 5th grade, so that just
I had Pogs.
That time stamped it. I got NFL Pogs, all 32 teams, right when the expansion happened, and originally they were the Carolina Cougars.
Really?
They changed the name before the season started.
Well, actually, that was the name of the ABA team.
Was it really?
In the 70s?
The basketball team?
Yeah, the basketball team for the ABA was called the Carolina Cougars. I remember that because that was the name of my fantasy basketball team.
You ever see the Globetrotters live?
No, I
You've
haven't.
never had the pleasure?
But I used to watch those when I was a kid, and I used to think it was the most hilarious
I've
thing
seen
ever.
it multiple times. It is quite a show.
Yes, I know. Those guys are great.
They used to come to my camp and shit. Sometimes you'd be like, "Oh, the Globetrotters are here."
It got to the point where you rolled around. I was like, oh, I've seen this
Because it was
before.
like, what are you gonna do? Steal the ball from that guy and then take his wig off and then jump on the top of the net? Yeah, we know Curly Joe.
Yeah, all right, Curly Joe. What's in the bucket? Is it confetti? Ooh.
Meadowlark, what have you done for us lately?
Yeah, Mr. Meadowlark
Mr.
Lemon.
Lark, yeah, Mr. Lemon, Mr. Meadowlark Lemon.
Yeah. No, I used to watch them on TV, and it's there's that Simpsons bit where it's kind of I thought the Generals were due.
Oh yeah, he bet on the
Generals. He bet heavy on the Generals. Look at it.
I wish other sports had that.
Yeah, actually, you don't really see a weird exhibition kind of team like that, in the
Like a Keystone Cops football team.
Yeah,
where they,
exactly.
They keep the balls all greasy and it keeps slipping out of all their hands and shit.
Like Benny Hill's playing.
Yeah.
While they're playing football.
Mac, I think we just thought of a new business idea.
All right. Well, you know what? I have an offensive guard right here.
Who, me? You mean Sasson High School's most improved player, 1998?
Look at you.
And also,
what did you play on defense? You never said.
middle linebacker.
Wow, God, look at
Because
you.
I wasn't big.
Look at you, freaking Brian Urlacher here.
I wasn't big. They started me as defensive end, and I was like, I would rather just run around at the person who has the ball.
Yeah.
I was decent. I got most improved player, and then my entire life I've been it's hung up right there at the plaque. Most improved player, Matt Cohen, right? Sasset Braves. My entire life, anytime I bring that up, my parents go, "You improved from horrible to not as horrible." And I was like, cool, thanks for the vote of confidence.
Yeah, thanks, parents.
Yeah.
Yeah, parents are the best sometimes.
Sports never worked for me, man. But you know what I did? I really
Also, we're not built. We're honestly I would love if I was 6'5" and thick. That would be great. I'd be good at certain
It'd be
sports.
fun to casually be good at sports.
Yeah.
even. I don't want to play. I never wanted to play the NBA, but to be able to shoot a basketball competently would have been fun at certain points in my
See,
life.
I can still outhorse anybody.
Are you still got it?
I'm pretty solid.
Have
still.
I? Oh yeah, I saw you play basketball at Nick and Lindsay's wedding.
Yeah.
You got it.
I got it. Look
Mac, one day I was it at that wedding? No. Okay. So I was on LSD a couple summers ago.
Go on.
In Big Bear, at a similar place, right? And it was 2 a.m. and I was wandering the property of this place, and all my buddies were in the house doing whatever people do on acid. And there was a basketball court. And for 15 minutes, I didn't miss a single fucking shot. And I've been horrible at basketball my entire life.
But like all of a sudden, like you're lifted. So now
I was like, oh my God, on acid, I'm the best Like I could have been on the NBA if I did acid every day. It was one of those like singular moments where I didn't want to push it either. After a while, I went like, all right, I don't want to jinx it and start missing shots. It's good to know that like when pushed, I can take a dose of acid and just fucking swish, swish, swish. It's legal now. Get over it.
Yeah, I'd love to see you on the football field on acid. Like, see what like all of a sudden, like
terrifying.
Yeah,
probably.
like all of a sudden, you're fucking Reggie White.
What's that baseball player who pitched the perfect game on acid? Have you seen that cartoon?
Yes. Fuck, I forget.
That
his
shit's
name.
the best, man.
Yes.
That guy was cool as fuck.
Yeah, he passed away finally, like a couple years ago. For the Pirates.
I remember. Speaking of Charles Oakley. Did we bring him up earlier?
Yeah,
we did.
Yeah, he was in
I remember at a certain point, maybe like 10 years back, he came out and said like 80% of all NBA players smoke pot in the locker room before the games.
Yep.
Which made me happy.
Yeah, there's actually video online of him like getting into a fist fight with MSG security.
Really?
Because he's sitting like courtside, and they ask him to leave for one reason or another. And next thing you know, he like starts throwing fists,
Starts throwing bows,
and then all of a sudden, like 8 guys get on him, and they escort him out.
That's
like, he actually just got kicked out of a casino in Vegas for cheating.
Charles Oakley did?
Yep.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
how the mighty oak has fallen.
Yeah, I know. But like,
that's a great segue for our last topic on this fun packed sports app.
Yeah, sports
controversies, right? Mm-hmm. So like famously, I remember when Latrell Sprewell choked
out PJ Carlissimo.
Is that who it was?
Yeah, no, I believe me. I'm an NBA fan. I told you.
He choked the shit out of him.
Yeah, no, and then not only that, like no, he punched him, left practice, and came back about 10 minutes later, and then choked him out.
And choked him.
yeah. And then you know what? The Knicks traded for him. And you know what? At that point, for real, this is no joke, he was my favorite player in the league.
Me too. Sprewell was fucking awesome.
He was my favorite player in the league.
Shoes.
Yep.
Oh, that's a whole subject entirely, but like...
Oh, the shoes?
I had some Iversons. I had some Shaq. I had the Shaq with the CO2 cartridge.
Love it.
And it exploded in my closet and scared the fuck out of me. What's the guy? See, I don't know names because I'm not really into sports anymore, but there's 2 big ones in the last few years, right? There's Ray Lewis with the dog fighting, right?
No, that was Michael Vick.
Okay, I don't know. Yeah. And Ray Lewis killed his wife? Or beat his wife up?
No, that's Ray Rice.
Oh, that's the guy in the elevator.
Yes.
Sorry, Ray Lewis.
Yeah. No. That's why it's like I'm making sure we're
allegedly.
We're clear.
So Michael Vick was the guy who was running like an illegal dog fighting ring.
Yeah, like in his backyard and
fucked.
stuff. And like he had all these like kennels and pens and all that kind of stuff. And like it was bad. And it ruined him, and it should have ruined him.
Good. Yeah. And Ray Rice is the dude who got caught like punching his girlfriend in an elevator, right?
Yeah.
Did it ruin him?
Okay, I'm gonna say allegedly just for legal purposes, but
Isn't-
like you
isn't there
watch the video.
Isn't there a video of it?
It's not very alleged. He hasn't played since.
He suffered ramifications from it.
Yeah,
too.
no, he hasn't played since in the NFL.
Pete Rose. It seems like so tame compared to the modern shit.
Here's Pete Rose's problem.
Okay, hit me, because he's been an asshole ever since, allegedly.
He's been a bit of a dick the whole time, and all he had to do was admit it.
Admit it once.
Admit it. And it took him about 15, 20 years before he actually said something. And he put it in a book.
Warren,
honestly, he was full carny.
Warren, for those of you who don't know, and we realize a lot of you might not be sports fans, or you might live in other countries where you don't give a shit about our sports. So Pete Rose was a baseball player.
He has the most hits in Major League history.
Great baseball
Big
player.
Deal.
And he got caught betting on himself.
No, betting against his own
betting
teams
against his own
things
team
like
and
that.
stuff.
So, and then he got thrown out because he was a manager.
He got
at that
kicked out of the Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah, no, actually, he wasn't even elected. So what happened was he retired, then he became a manager, and then they found out that he was betting
as a manager, he was betting against his teams, not as a player.
Here's the thing: is that he was betting. Okay, boom. So that's enough to get you kicked
illegal,
out.
yes.
It's illegal. Also, it's against all standards. So boom. Then he kind of didn't even admit to that. Then there was a thing where it's he's also betting against his own team, which is the hugest no-no, because you could actually manipulate
the game. Yeah,
exactly. So then he didn't admit to that.
In the 5th, your ass goes
So he
down.
said no, that didn't happen. And then then he finally admitted to everything about 15, 20 years after everything. And this is a guy who is a bit of a carny. At every year at the Hall of Fame ceremony, he would set up a signing booth outside of it.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, what a piece of shit.
No, I know. And kind of just and
He's like the Virgil of baseball.
You should see his like interview when he finally admits things, and he's kind of just like, yeah, and I'm sorry, and like he's kind of like he's not sorry. He was just,
And then
he's not a good dude.
And then the other biggest ones of my lifetime, I would say, is the baseball doping scandal, right? So that's Mark McGwire, Barry Bonds, and Sammy Sosa. Anyone else? Except
Rafael
those three?
Palmeiro.
Rafael Palmeiro, you're right, yeah.
And I'm trying to remember the other one that Canseco. All those.
That was years later. And then Canseco became a snitch.
When you watch them in front of Congress, because they're all testifying in front of Congress, Canseco is the only one that's being straight up with all of them. Where it's like he's actually not being a dick and turning them and laughing.
Do you follow him on Twitter? He's an actual crazy person. Check out Jose Canseco's Twitter.
I know.
It's fun.
He's
allegedly.
Yeah, he's allegedly a crazy person.
Remember that shit though with McGwire? There was a whole summer with the race, right? It was McGwire and Sosa.
Yeah, yes,
and it's
I remember.
all anyone fucking cared about. And then Seth MacFarlane. Seth MacFarlane bought the ball for like $1 million. That got devalued really fucking quickly, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. All those dudes who spent all those money on all those home run balls, 60 through 70.
None of those guys are in the Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame has like cock blocked all of them.
All of those guys.
All of those guys. Anyone who's caught up in that kind of scandal is
Barry Bonds was the craziest one too, if I remember, because he was like old as shit at that point.
And the sad part with him is that he didn't need to.
No, he was great.
He was already great. He was already big and strong. He was already like clubbing home runs. He was like, he was a 40-40 guy. Like almost nobody does that. Getting 40 steals and 40 home runs in the same season. Nobody did that before him.
Here's a New York one for you. I remember when Doc Gooden got in trouble for all the coke stuff.
Yeah,
he was on the Mets.
But at least that's not even performance enhancing. He's just kind of it was the 80s and it was New York.
You know who I loved? Bobby Bonilla. I was a big Bobby Bonilla fan.
So do you know about the Bobby Bonilla Day?
No.
So this was about like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, wow.
So the Mets signed him for a buttload of money, like way back in the day.
Yeah, in like
and
1989 or some shit.
No, it was actually like in like the mid 90s, early 90s, like in him. And actually, it wasn't even like it was a buttload of money back then. I mean, they're talking about like $4 or $5 million kind of thing. They wanted to get rid of him.
Favorite, and then he went to the Orioles. I remember.
They wanted to get rid of him, but they couldn't trade him because of his contract, and they couldn't they wanted to buy him out. So his lawyer got him a buyout where they pay him. And this is with interest.
This is a Bobby Bonilla Day every year?
Yep. It comes up every July, and they pay him, and like I said, it's with interest. So it's something like $200,000, like $300,000. He's still on the payroll. He's still on the payroll with the Mets now, and it's going to go on for about another 10 years after this.
Oh, that's amazing.
And not only that, it goes up every year because it's with interest. So he's actually like the $6 million he was owed, he's actually going to make about 30 by the end of this entire thing.
He has like a Joker deal.
And he's getting like $200,000, $300,000 every once a year on Bobby Bonilla Day. And the Mets fans, we all know about Bobby Bonilla Day.
The amount of money
there's actually a 30 for 30 that they did about
I love that show. Even though I don't love sports, I love 30 for 30, and I love the Real Sports with Brian Gumbel.
They did one about the Von Erichs.
I did see that.
Yeah, that was one of the shorts ones, and that was really cool.
We'll wrap up on this subject, Mac. And I've often thought about this, right? So check this: LeBron James is getting paid like $800 million a year or whatever, right? And like all of these athletes are world famous, and like as a little kid, I would sit in a stadium of like 50,000 people, and I'd be like, all of these people are here to watch like those 10 guys, right? But there's also something fairly gladiatorial to all of professional sports because that's kind of where it stemmed, right?
Yeah.
So there's always been a weird dichotomy, especially with basketball, and I don't want to get like racial about it, but it was always like watching old white people cheer on young black guys always felt a little iffy to me, right?
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
There is something societally strange about that kind of hero worship that we still do have, and we're willing for these people to pay. Every basketball fan in the world would justify why LeBron James is worth $200 million.
Oh, yeah, no, I mean, they're bringing in billions of dollars.
Because it became an industry, right?
Yeah, no, so of course he has to get his because he's bringing in that money. So, again, no, he's justified.
But it's not like there were professional sports in, like, the 1800s.
I mean, there was.
Was there?
Oh, yeah. I mean, there was boxing and even baseball.
I guess you're right. Maybe the 1500s.
Catch and catch can. Kind of like, no, even then there was jousting.
And there were like famous jousters and
absolutely.
Shit. Yeah, I guess
absolutely.
you're right.
No, that's the thing is that
we've always had this.
Exactly. Gladiatorial days.
That's what it comes from, right?
And jousting and
cavemen.
Whatever.
Like which caveman could club the other caveman hardest?
I mean, essentially, there was always games.
I bet one
always
caveman,
rolling the bones.
I bet they had like rock throwing contests.
Yeah, exactly. Like some kind of primitive form of discus.
Yeah, or frisbee golf.
Yeah, exactly.
It all comes back to frisbee golf.
Ultimate
guys.
frisbee.
Ultimate frisbee. And that's where we'll leave you. This has been a sports-filled conversation, and
Yep.
our way of announcing Vince McMahon, Ebersol, you're not alone. We're throwing our hat into the football ring.
Yeah.
Coming in 2020, Bunny Ears football.
Let me know if you want me.
I'm
available.
Mac's available, and we are also starting an upstart
And also,
football
I know
league.
a really great offensive guard and middle linebacker. Just saying.
Both sides of the ball, most improved, 1998, y'all. Mac, I hate to do this to you, but we got to talk about ourselves for a minute. Where are we at on the internet?
Oh,
You look so sad.
no. I was kind of just like, where are you going? Like, I guess my listening face looks sad.
I like to keep him surprised.
Yeah. See, I am at Incredible Culk on the Twitter and at Culkamania on the Instagrams.
And we are at Bunny Ears Podcast on Insta, Bunny Ears Pod on Twitter, bunnyears.com. Of course, head on over, read the articles, buy a t-shirt, buy a hoodie. We got pins with me and Mac's faces on them.
Yeah.
Mac and I. Ugh, I'm sorry. I ruined that grammatically. I'm on all the things at Camel Toad. Keep listening to the podcast and tell your friends.
Phone number.
Oh, and of course, we have a phone number. We take voicemails. We play voicemails. And if you want to leave a voicemail, it's 845-393-4629. That's
What does that spell?
845 EVE hoax.
Yeah, that's right.
We'll
'cause
figure
it's
it
all
out.
a hoax.
We'll get to the bottom of it one day, folks. And that's been another Bunny Ears. Stay tuned next week for a big celebrity guest.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh, a huge one.
It's gonna be huge.
Huge. Famous people are the best.
Yeah, it's gonna be bulbous. It's gonna be great.
It's going to be Bulbasaur.
It's gonna be
And
swelling.
if we're lucky, it'll evolve into a Venusaur. You know what I'm right, nerds?
Nice.
And that's about the end of Bunny Ears. I'm Matt Cohen.
I'm Mechalek Clucklin.
And what do we do? What do we do at the end of Bunny Ears?
We
program?
tell people not to suck too many dicks, but if you do, send pics.
And we'll do a 30-30 about it.
Yeah, 30 for 30 about dicks.
Find me, gag me, take me to the bunny ranch.
Hey, Warren and the other dudes who talk about the things I like, keep on keeping on. Or, I don't know, some shit. I listen to your wonderfully eclectic diatribes to and from work as a paramedic. It keeps me sane. Continue your mouth sounds so that I do not succumb to the demons of PTSD. Also, I sent an Instagram of a box set of Home Alone selling at Walmart for 25 buckaroos. McLaughlin, really? Come on.
Hey, what's up, dudes? This is my President Obama impersonation. Hey, what's up, dudes? I'm President Obama. I'm not the president anymore, and that sucks, but yeah, now I'm doing stuff. Right on. I hope you like my impersonation. Peace.
Yo, I'm working security, and I got keys to a Boston market. If you guys want to come and, I almost said, come fuck at the Boston market. If you want to come film some shit in the Boston market, I called before about me making my film for Mania to Mania. But I'm doing security over here in the Bronx, 231st and Broadway. So, yeah, if you guys want to come film, I got keys to a fucking Boston market. If I can find some chicken, that's over. Alright?
A Bunny Ears LLC production.
You are freaking lumberjack!